Hello, and welcome to Let's Get Lit. In today's episode, we're going to be talking about A Christmas Carol. We're going to be reviewing the story itself, the 2009 Jim Carrey version, and Mickey's Christmas Carol. Buckle up and stay tuned to see which version of the story will better help you in class, which one is more entertaining, and what we just think of the story overall. Let's start with the book review in and of itself. Do I think this is a good book? I do. I really think this is a fun book. So it's probably one of the most iconic Christmas stories of all time. And I don't say that lightly. I do say that in the fact that every year there seems to be a new production, or every few years there's a new movie or a new take or a new spin on it. There always seems to be something involving A Christmas Carol. Why is that? I think personally it's because with this story, the themes stay really relevant and true throughout history. And even though the story was written almost 200 years ago, if not a little bit over 200 years ago, every single theme and instance and reference in this story still rings true with people today. You can see that in society. Christmas time is usually the time where people are giving, are charitable, are kind, they have a change of heart, or they open up to let others in. And you see this in countless movies, TV shows, Hallmark movies. I mean, they're everywhere. Do I like this story? I do like this story. It is such a fun story. It is such a classic, and it's really great and very sweet and sentimental. And I think especially that with this story, even though most of us probably don't identify with Scrooge, we do have that change of heart every once in a while. And I feel like a lot of us are Bob Cratchit. Just we're all having things that are under the surface, but a lot of us still try to stay positive, or at least try to outwardly stay positive as best as we can. Let me know down below if you like it or if you don't like it, and for what reasons. So let's go on to the 2009 Christmas Carol with Jim Carrey. This version is directed and written by Robert Zemeckis, and it stars Jim Carrey and a handful of other people who help bring this classic story to life. Let's start off with the good first. I feel like this is a really good adaptation for a majority of the movie. I do think Robert Zemeckis and his team did a great job with transposing the book into movie. Almost all the lines are verbatim. I mean, it's very directly, heavy-handed, tied from the book itself. I think the visuals are fantastic. This one really leans into that gothic style, so it is very dark. A lot of the imagery still keeps that ghost story because it is a ghost story at heart, so I do feel like that's really fun. The only part I think I have an issue with is once we get to the Ghost of Christmas Yet to Come, I do like his visual style. There's just a few things in the movie that I don't quite understand, or are there just for pure entertainment purposes but serve really no purpose in the story. There's this really weird chase scene that happens for far too long, and it kind of throws him about with the different story plots for Future Yet to Come. Doesn't really work for me per se, and I think that maybe he added it just for a little bit of entertainment value, which is fine. Really just kind of all over the place and scattered. And then once we get to the fact that Ebenezer repents and says he's going to go, he's going to be a better person and throughout his life, it's fantastic. I do like the visual of him in that moment where he is thrown into the grave and the Ghost of Christmas Yet to Come pushes him down into the coffin. I think that's really cool. My other negative is that faithful to the adaptation, it is kind of boring to watch. It forgot to have fun. It forgets to have that fun adaptation from the story into movie because it just kind of hits all the check marks of the boxes. The other thing that I feel with this one, it is animated, and it's that weird uncanny valley animation like Polar Express. For me, Polar Express works because the story is so warm and it's just kind of a fun Christmas movie. This one, it kind of feels cold and sterile. Let's move on to another review, which is going to be for Mickey's Christmas Carol. Obviously, it's not going to be in the same vein as the 2009 Jim Carrey version, but it's a classic, so let's review that just as kind of an offset. Of course, this special is like 26 minutes. It's animated in 1980 something. I mean, they pretty much got all of the story beats down correctly. The characterization, the three ghosts. This one, of course, because it's 26 minutes long, really condenses a lot of things down. You don't get quite as much as the full story as as the book is going to give you. But what it does compared to the 2009 version is that it has fun. And it really is fun to watch. I think the Mickey's Christmas Carol is a really good adaptation for children, which is what it's meant to be. Anywhere from like 5 to 10. I mean, heck, I'm 30 and I still watch it every year because it's fun. It's that memory. But it's a good introduction to the story. So all of that in said, with the story, with the 2009 and with the Mickey's Christmas Carol, story is classic. I think it's worth the hype. I think it's definitely going to get you in the Christmas spirit or the seasonal spirit. If you do not want to read this, then I would suggest watching the 2009 version. Again, it is 96% accurate. It's just when you get to the future yet to come, little things are kind of distorted. If you want nostalgia or cuteness factor, obviously go with Mickey Mouse. It's super fun. Have you read this classic story? Do you enjoy this classic story? What are your thoughts? Let me know down below because I really want to hear what you guys feel of this classic Christmas tale. Again, all in all, I think it's a wonderful Christmas story that truly stands the test of time. And as someone who has recently read this, I feel like it captures all those warm and fuzzy moments that everyone associates with the holidays, or most people do. So I hope you enjoyed this episode. I hope you have a great holiday season. And as always, stay lit.